All right, welcome back to the shop. RC time. So, having to put the RV10 build on hold and fix a couple models in preparation for Kentucky Jets, which is like the 11th through the 16th, I think, of July. So, I don't know if I talked about this in the past on the Bandit models when I did the review and everything on this particular model. But at Kentucky Jets, I ended up losing one of the gear doors. So they have these little black, they're like a G10, kind of thin, but they're a little flimsy, but they should work, you know. But I guess one of them, maybe I tightened it too much on these on the mount screws or something, but it snapped off like right below and everything. So you've got these metal brackets that are actually angled, which are nice, but you still have to kind of rotate them and get them perfect. And then because they don't sit, the gear doesn't sit flat with the actual skin, because the skin is an airfoil. So you have a nice, I don't know if you can kind of see that, but it's angled. So what I did while I was there, I bought some carbon fiber plate. This is a little bit thicker, but it's much more rigid. And what I did is just put these, like this, and I kind of drew them out initially with a pen, and then I cut them on the bandsaw. This stuff gets everywhere, so you should really wear a mask. I'm bad about that, but I hooked the vacuum up to the sander and went back and just, had them like this, and then you could see around the edge of, I'm exaggerating it, but you could see the edge, so you just sand and get them perfectly fit for that. And then you just flip it over to make the other side. So instead of just doing one, I'm going to go ahead and replace both of them. They're a little bit, they stick down just a hair over the airfoil. So I'm probably going to take and just round that top edge once I get them set. I don't know if I'm going to paint them or not, because it's just a glossy black. I'm kind of weird like that. Like, this might drive me nuts. So I may end up doing that, which these are actually a little short. Let's see. Well, those are too, so damn it. Well, if I'd have thought about that, I could have cut them a little bit longer and fixed that. But no worries, that's what they... but I probably will hit it with some paint just to make it look uniform. I mean, some people would like the carbon fiber look, but it's a glossy wing. So anyways, just want to show you guys this. So if you have one of these, may not be an issue, but if you lose one, just kind of a way to fix it without, it's not a huge deal. Still a good model, great model. I don't, like I said, the other one has survived just fine. So maybe, like I said, maybe this one was just cracked, or because of the angle of it, it was getting a little bit more wind and it flaps, and there's, any little crack's going to turn into a weak point, and it just ripped it right off. So not a big deal. The other thing I have to do, and I've already mentioned this, I think, a couple times on the giant whale, was there's two spars, forward and aft, and I didn't know it. I don't know how long it'd been this way, but I started getting these little cracks like right here on both sides, and I didn't think anything about it. Just thought it was Skymaster, I don't understand anything else. But when I got home, I was moving around, I picked up, and things were kind of making some crunchy sound, and this gap was moving, more so on the other side. And I got to looking, and that's when I found that the front and aft spar that runs all the way across, because this center section comes off. So the front and aft, about maybe an inch or so past for the fuselage on both sides, the bulkheads are cracked all the way through on both sides, forward, aft, and back. And the aft ones, I can go through the speed brake access to fix. It's kind of covered up, but there's a speed brake that comes down, and you can kind of see the crack because they're inboard of the actual wheel well. And then this one, I will have to take. I'm going to take the fuselage off, and I'll have to cut access hatches on both sides to get access to this forward bulkhead. I don't like that because now that's weakening. Granted, this thing ain't an aerobatic jet or high-speed jet, but I can relaminate it and everything. But I'm gonna have to cut a access on both sides to get in there and put some kind of sandwich on that spar. So that's gonna be the bigger job, and that's what I'm working on this week. But I just wanted to knock this out today before we head out to the pool. It's gonna be Satan's ball sack for the next week around here. Oh, hot, muggy, 100 plus with heat indexes. Ugh. Anyways, just showing you guys this. So now I'm just gonna put and kind of match them up and match drill these little holes, and then do a little cleanup, like I said, sound those edges, and I'm probably just gonna go ahead and prime them. I think I got some black, should have some black gloss to paint them. So, I don't know, maybe I'll just leave them. We'll see how I feel. But anyways, you guys take it easy. Just a little RC update video. Again, this is the Bandit models, Diamondback, right? Yeah, the Diamondback. Friend of mine designs this. It's made by T1. Was having EA do it, but I think it was just too expensive to reproduce with them, you know, and sell the kits for something at a reasonable cost. So he switched to T1. I won't say how I feel about that, but anyways, yeah, it's a great model. It has a huge envelope. I believe, it's hard to see, it's kind of back there in the back. They have done some changes, like a lot of the first couple had different changes than mine. Mine incorporated a few changes. I gave recommendations. They put a new tank style in it that you could get as a upgrade, which is the composite tanks, which I do because the stock looks like a melting wedding cake. And I think they're going to try to lighten it up with just doing better layups. The first layup was they didn't spend enough time getting that excess resin out, so it's a little bit heavier than it should be, I think. But still, you can't tell. It flies great. I tried to stall it at Kentucky, and I just couldn't get it to stall without like getting like overly like, okay, this is ridiculous. Like you should never be like that coming to land or something. And it's pretty fast, even with the wing tanks on. I like the wing tanks; they look great. So it's kind of a perk. So, anyways, you guys have a good one. If you got any questions, comments, or want to know more about the Diamondback, just hit me up in the comments, or you can come see me at Georgia Jets. I think Javier is actually going to be at Kentucky Jets. He was last year, but don't quote me on that. So, the designer of these. So, anyways, you guys have a good one. Don't forget to give a like, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, that kind of stuff. I don't get paid for anything, but, you know, just trying to grow the channel until I get to a point where I can do the other stuff that I want to do on the channel. So you guys have a good one. Good Sunday.